Hey everyone, Leanne here again from Kingdom Blogger. So we are continuing on with our new Christian onboarding series. Today we're going to talk about social media and your blog. Social media, everybody's on it. There are new platforms always popping up. TikTok has been the new craze, but you have Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat, and there's just all the things. When you are first starting out in your Christian blogging journey, it's very important that you understand how social media works as it applies to your growing your blog, but also understanding how much of a distraction and time suck that social media can be if you don't approach it carefully. So let's break down the most important thing, which is what? Getting traffic to our websites. Like anything you do in your first year, remember, if it doesn't bring traffic to your site, you should shy away from it during that first year so that you spend more time focusing on things that get closer to that goal. Social media is a tricky one. Really, you do need a plan for that, just like we mentioned about your email list in the previous video. But every social platform operates a little differently. Some of them you can put actual links to a blog post, others you cannot. And so it's very important to understand you should not be doing all the social medias from day one. Why? Because chances are you're trying to do something different for each of the things and spending a lot of time worrying about why nobody's clicking and just a lot of stuff that really takes your eyes off of what is going to matter, which is the traffic to your blog. So let's talk Instagram. Except for stories, you cannot put links to blog content in Instagram. Also, keep in mind, people don't go to Instagram so they can go read something elsewhere. People go to Instagram for, engagement, education, entertainment, whatever. Think of all the people you follow and why you follow them, like actively follow them, not just you follow them to follow them, but you actually engage with their content and comment and so forth. But at the end of the day, people don't really go to Instagram so they can leave and go read a blog post. And so you have to understand that if you're constantly trying to promote your blog post on Instagram, that's a wasted effort because that's just not why people use the platform. The same concept applies to Twitter, to Facebook. Facebook, you have pages and groups. Which one is better? It's important that you take the time to understand the dynamics of how each platform works from, for example, Facebook and, advertising. A Facebook page is not as productive as a Facebook group, but if you have a Facebook group, it still has to have a purpose. And so again, generating traffic back to your website is not an automatic thing. Twitter, I don't personally use Twitter. I used to, but it's a real quick kind of thing. People aren't really there to read long blog posts for the most part, but you can get traffic from it if you approach it the right way. TikTok's the newest thing. TikTok's like a monster of its own. You cannot even put a link to your blog, like a clickable link in your profile until you reach 1,000 subscribers. And even then, people on TikTok have a very short attention span and really are not interested in reading. And so trying to always send them over to a blog post is just not going to work. And then let's see, we did Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat. That's another one, but that's video, communicating via video. I don't really do Snapchat, but again, you have to understand that every single platform is different in how it operates and what you can and can't do there, but also the people. You have to understand why people are in that platform. What is it they go there for? Why are they hanging out there? So you can create content to deliver to them there that they will actually enjoy. And so I'm not going to go into huge detail in this video. I just want this to be an overview because so many bloggers get started, create all the channels, and spend an innate amount of time trying to manage those channels with constantly creating images and graphics and just stuff. But none of that ever actually translate to traffic back to the blog. Or if it does, it's so minute that it's probably not even worth a penny's worth of the time that was spent, if that makes sense. And so knowing that ahead of time when you first come in, my first 2 years, actually 3 years almost with Kingdom Bloggers, I didn't even do social media. I just focused on organic traffic via the content, so Google searches. I did have Pinterest, but I wasn't really active with it too much because Pinterest kind of went off the deep end in their changes. But I didn't do Facebook. I was not continually promoting my blog posts on Facebook or Twitter. I was not, I mean, my buttons were on the pages for other people to promote it or to share it, but I did not promote anything on social media for the first couple of years. Once I got that organic traffic going and had a good foundation, then I was like, okay, now it's time to tackle social media. But I started with one or two platforms, learned the ins and outs of them first, so that I knew how to translate my content into a form that the people on that platform would engage with. And that's kind of important, is learning how people will engage with your content in those places. And I'll just tell you right out the door, static images and links to a picture that says, check out my new blog post, that just doesn't work. That's not why people go there. And so, using that as your primary mode of being there, like the thing you do, is just not a good use of your time. And so, video is very important. People engage with video much better. So translating what you are doing on the blog into a video format that may entice them to want to go actually read the blog post. And so, if nothing else from this video, the whole point of this being in our welcome series is, again, I want you to understand the whole, like all the blogging stuffs, and each part of it at some point, at some a season. Everything's a season, and each one of them have a season. But in your first year of blogging, you're just getting started, trying to lay that foundation. All of these other things, they're not meant for this season. And you can totally do them in this season, but they're not going to be as fruitful. There's just like in gardening. I garden. If you plant certain things in the wrong season, they're just not going to grow because of the sunlight, the temperature, different things. And so your blog kind of works the same way. All those extra things have a season, and you need to first research how, the ins and outs of that particular platform, and then create a solid plan for how to utilize it to upscale what is already growing from your blog or YouTube channel, same thing. So anyway, I do have a few videos. I will link them below that go more in detail with some specific strategies for social media and so forth to help you better understand that. But at the end of the day, my goal is for you to be able to start this blogging journey in the least stressful, less tasking way possible, so that you have more time to put towards the things that actually matter most to see the growth. All right, so please like this video, follow us here at Kingdom Bloggers, and check out all the links below. And leave me a comment if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you. I will see you guys in the next video. All right, bye-bye.